And then we have Layla being delirious with having finances into account, and Sefki being on the corner giving advice, and Muko having her little her little reprimand, you're not good enough, which for me is heartbreaking.
It's quite tough because she said in one of the sentences, you should get your shit together and maybe you'll get lucky. It's quite...
Little does she know he is. That he is getting lucky and that he's getting everything together. But obviously she couldn't see that.
She couldn't see it, no.
And then we have the scene with Toprak arriving at the restaurant and Fico wanting to be this good friend and saying, you need to phone Ara because you have unfinished business. And this is really the thing, is it's always about unfinished business. So we need to go forward until the business is finished. But in the meantime, Ara is firm. Okay, Salim has begged. I need to give him a chance. And she really is made her mind up. I'm going to be with Salim. He is the right choice for me. And she gets herself all into the mood. And Salim says, no, I'm not coming home. Little does she know that he's meeting with the mother of his future child. But he is distraught when he gets the information of the girl being pregnant. And he does what a lot of men do, because the first reaction is, make it undone. Make it undone. And while I understand that reaction, this child will upset my life. I fought for Ara to come back home, and now you're putting me into a corner. And she says, I don't need anything from you. That's okay. I'm just telling you that I'm having this child. And for him it is, no, make it undone. And I'm going to share a little bit of a personal story here, because that's very much my story, in terms of the father couldn't see his way forward to have this child. And my mother said, no, I'm having this child. No matter what you do, I'm having this child. But we also need to look at the turmoil in the father. And I had the fortune of meeting my birth father very late in life. And I could discuss with him the turmoil, what this event that he had with this woman, and then there's a child, and then it's his whole life coming to an end. It would have been his whole family coming to an end. And his name, his reputation, his everything. And so for him it is, I need to save myself. And a lot of people have this thinking, I need to save myself. And my mother said, it's okay, I'm also going to save myself. I am planning to give this child up for adoption. So she was also going to save herself. But here's the question, what about the child? That moment of their interlude created a life, and that life is sacred. And so when we look at the sacredness of life that you willingly or unwillingly have created, it's no longer about you. It's about taking responsibility of whatever has happened. It's not something that we can just put it away.
Yeah.
And I'll share my story. So when I've eventually met my birth father, and he told me, he took responsibility for telling my mother that he wanted me aborted. My question was, so it was okay for you to commit murder? And he hadn't brought that concept together. He hadn't. And he said to me, when I asked that question, it hit home that he put his life above, and he was willing to commit murder to preserve his life. And it is something that needs to be accounted for. And we have Ada, who also aborted a child. And then we saw in the constellation that that child existed. It still is the bond between her and Toprak. So no matter when that problem is eliminated, that bond, that sacredness cannot be eliminated. And that's something we need to consider in these situations.
So when you discuss this with your biological father, how did that help you? Did it bring peace to you? Did you feel that both of you find peace in this situation?
We did. We had a really good getting together. Today I can laugh about it, but he said to me, you need to understand, I want to live in peace. I want to die in peace, because he was at the end of his 80s. And I said to him, you need to understand, I want to live in peace. And
beautiful.
So we had this, and then he eventually got the whole family together. He introduced me to all my siblings. He had a dinner and he introduced me to all my siblings. And as we walked home from the dining hall to the home, I said to him, I do apologize for sort of disrupting your life. And he said, no, you need to understand now. I can now live in peace for a couple of years longer.
How beautiful is that? I love that.
That answers your question, is that when we know the turmoil, the thing is, I, as his child, could understand the turmoil. So it's not about the turmoil. It's about taking responsibility for all your actions. And he really stepped into it in a big, big, big way. So I salute him for the big way he has stepped in. And yesterday I have a good relationship with also my siblings.
Well, that's the healing that constellation work can bring for all of us.
Yes. And so maybe this is a little bit off topic, but the thing is, this is what we see in this episode, is the bond between a parent and the child. And we spoke about the sacred bond in our last episode.